What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the TJR Auto channel. My name is Tyler, and in today's video we are once again cracking in to Gemma, my 04 GTO. For those who didn't see my last video, long story short, I snapped a inner axle stub on the driver's side of the car, and instead of just replacing the stub or just replacing the diff, I am replacing the entire rear cradle. So I left the last video off with getting the exhaust out, drive shaft out, and we have the new diff resealed. I still need to fill it with some fluid, but we got to take a few things off of this before it goes in the car. But most importantly, we got to get this diff out of the car. Well, this whole cradle out. So let's start there. Just for reference, I want to see how much this car is going to kick my ass today. It is about 11 o'clock Saturday morning. My stomach hurts. We're already drinking. It's gonna be a long day, folks. It's gonna be a long day. Also, before I actually start and get dirty and wet and pissed off, I just want to give you guys a big thank you for all of the overwhelming support that I have been receiving, around this car, essentially, between doing the bodywork and paint, breaking it, and I'm sure now with fixing it. Well, actually climbing under here and looking, I've been sitting here for about 5 minutes debating where I should start. But all in all, we basically just have to disconnect brake lines, drag bag lines, rear shocks, diff mount to the chassis, and the subframe bolts where the jack stands are. So it's not that bad, I think. Alrighty, been a few minutes. We got drag bag lines disconnected, ABS lines disconnected, e-brake lines disconnected. I just got the driver's side rear flex line disconnected from the subframe hard line. I did do stainless steel, like braided flexi brake hoses on this, so I'll probably rob these off of this setup for the new one, just so I don't ever have to worry about it again, because we're going to be bleeding brakes regardless with doing this, But I shoved the vacuum cap in the end of it, and it seems to be holding, so hopefully we don't have to go too crazy. When I swapped this subframe into the car, I let it sit dry with this line open for probably well over a week, and I did not have a good time bleeding brakes. I will say, I got to give it to GM. As much as these cars suck, when you got no exhaust in the way and your jack stands are at their like sketchy level of height, you can almost sit up straight under here, and I'm 6'2", so that says something. Any hoosins. Just got this brake line disconnected, so we're just gonna spin her out and get that clip off, tie it up just like the other one, plug it, and hopefully be good. Oh yeah, I am him. I don't care what you say, I am him. Ow, ow, what is in my ass? That's what your mother says. Man, I told you guys. Ow, fuck me. Oh, I just took a diff mount to the back. Oh my God. Oh God, call the EMTs. Call the ambulance. I'm gonna do my usual move. One pump chump. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, dude. Get the fuck out of there. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Guys, I think we're GTO experts. Better yet, you might be able to call me a mechanic. Hell yeah. I gotta say, for as much as these cars suck, they are pretty easy to work on. One bolt. Two bolt. Three bolt. Can't say 4 bolt because there ain't none. Oh, God. Un botte. Where you at? Oh, those were not that tight. Okay, that's a little concerning. God, I hate using this air impact with how loud it is. I'd much rather use my Milwaukee electric one, but I broke the 1/2-inch chuck for it, so I can't use it. Yeah, that's not gonna come out with that. Like butter. Okay, sketchy wetchy. There's nothing supporting this side. Oh, it didn't fall, so that's something. All right, let's do the other side before this falls. All right, let's drop her down before she falls. Oh, front's coming down. Is driver's side wheel gonna touch down yet? I don't like that it hasn't. It looks like it's gonna fall. Okay, that's it's tipping pretty severely. We throw a jack stand under the front sides maybe, just so it can't tip forwards, and then we'll deal with it pulling it out. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like a spider. Ew. Hey, she's out. All right, well, now what? I also just want to say, whatever Momo invented splined lug nuts and thought it was a good idea can suck my... Oh my God, it moved a lot. Jesus Christ. I figured like a rip the Band-Aid off sort of deal. That probably would have been better as a slow-moving act. If we do this, it's not gonna be great, but it'll work. Oh, that was fast. Hey, that works like perfectly. Nothing else is touching the ground, so doesn't want to rock either. I think that's gonna be our best bet. Sorry, folks. I ran out of storage and my microphone died, so I'm gonna get this out, then charge my mic, probably drink more, and we'll go from there. Not one bit. Oh, oh, not that, not that. We're not gonna touch that. Oh, God, there's no room. There's no room. This fucking thing out of here. Ain't gonna be needing this. Hell yeah, boy. We got her out. Now it's time to swap some parts around, fill up the other diff, throw her in. It's probably been like an hour or two, I don't know. But mic's charged up, I am changed, so I'm not dying anymore. I figured the Pontiac t-shirt was appropriate for this. Shout out to Audrey, I think she got me this. Anyways, now we're at the point that since the old cradle is out, we got to get everything swapped over to the new cradle and then send the new one under the car. So we are going to have to take off this spacer, swap the sway bar, pull out these spring spacers. I think that's what those are. And we should probably do the brake lines too while everything's easy to get to. And last but not least, we got to swap out the subframe bushings. So on the OG cradle, we have stainless steel lines that we need to swap on. Again, the sway bar is this one is adjustable. I think it's a Hotchkiss sway bar, something like that. Unfortunately, the end links on the bottom where it attaches to the LCA are totally roasted. So I'm thinking if we're able to, maybe we just swap the adjustable sway bar portion itself and leave the end links attached to the new subframe, and then just deal with getting bushings or new end links at some point in time. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We do need to take the poly subframe bushings out of this subframe. And like I said, brake lines as well would be nice. ABS sensors we'll take at some point, but that can happen basically last. And then I think we're kind of good. I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. Not. Dude, that's got to be custom, dude. Look at that. That looks like just a chunk of like billet. It's kind of cool. Wonder how much I'll get at the scrapper for it. I won't make my money back, I'll tell you that. Oh, don't want to lose that washer. Dude, this bolt looks brand new. That's crazy work, dude. It's insane. Wow, look at that. That's brand new hardware, dude. I'm assuming grade 8 since it's zinc plated. Okay, that's not gonna come out of there. You're gonna thread her in. Oh, okay, okay, that works. That's what I wanted to do. Actually, I lied. No, I didn't. I'm just gonna leave that out for a second. And that's that. Top ones can come out as well. These just unclip. Boom. OG sway bar out. Alrighty, so here is the adjustable sway bar. I don't know what, I know where it was set, but I don't know what that means. So I'm just gonna kind of put it in where it was, and can always adjust later, I suppose. So get it caught. Okay. Twist her down into place. Something like that. And it already lines up. Well, one side lines up with the second hole, so I think that's where it's gonna stay. What does it mean? Couldn't tell you. Yeah, those are not budging in the slightest. Son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna bother wasting my time. Those are getting cut. Trusty linesmen's, AKA cutters. Yeah, get out of there. Get out of there. Ain't nothing but a G thing. Well, that's one line off. Guess I'll just chop the other side off like a peasant. Nice. Cool. I'm totally not going to reuse these copper rings. Oh my god, with ease, dude. I already have the hard lines just sitting on the subframe, sort of in place. That's not very good looking brake fluid. I'm going to be honest with you. That kind of looks like shit. But, probably just dirty, I guess. Should probably try getting the bleeders free, too. I probably should have started there. What's the size of these? Let me guess. A 10. Hell yeah. Oh, nice. Look at that. Oh, that didn't look too bad. It's definitely dirty, but not great looking, to say the least. Bleeder's pretty damn clean too. Wow. I should probably blow on this to get that fluid out. but I'm figuring when we go to bleed these brakes, all that nasty shit's gonna get sucked out of this anyway, so I'm really not too worried about it. Just snug this back up. Cap back on. Now, we can install our fancy, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so that will go there. Then take this with this, shove that in there. Yeah, that'll go like that. This will go yep, that's clicked in, locked in good. All right, so just gotta tighten this bad boy. Bad boy. Nice. Come on. Apparently, oh, I don't really like that though. I do this. I don't really want that touching the caliper. Okay. All right, should be good there. That's locked in there. Now, again, our hard line that I built myself can just thread into the back of that. And that will be one set of brakes swapped over. Okay, then I need this and this. So hold back on this side. Sometimes it likes to rotate. Maybe I'll leave this snug it for now. I'll just leave it so this still has some movement when we go to attach the chassis flex line. So, but we should be good. Should be fine with that. So, all right, passenger side's done. I'm gonna knock out the driver's side. Then we can move on to something else. I don't know. Really? This thing sucks, dude. My God. Come on. This gun has been wanting to die for the past like 5 years, and I just won't let it. My God. $70. All right. That is installed. Let's, since we didn't mess it up, let's fill this thing with fluid. Then we can swap the ABS sensors over. We got to get the pinion spacer off and subframe mounts. I went back through my fluids. I have about half a bottle left of this Torco friction modifier that I'd used the first time around in the other rear. And then I have 2 brand new bottles of the 85W140. So what I'm going to do is use my tiny little funnel that I already cleaned. We know the diff itself is clean from last video. I'll probably throw in like half of this bottle. Then I'll mix in the friction modifier with it, dump the rest of it in, and then we should get just over halfway through this bottle before it wants to start coming back out at us. I jacked up the diff using the diff mount to get it about level so that we're at an honest, you know, fill mount. I don't want to put too much in if I over tip it, and I definitely don't want to underfill it. But I never had a problem with this stuff in the last diff setup. It didn't really seem to help with the posi situation. The diff that we pulled out of the car has always been a little iffy, so I'm not really losing sleep over not having that rear end anymore. again, it was a junkyard rear. Don't know how many miles were on it. Don't know exactly what car it came out of, so who the hell knows. Well, we start dumping this on in. Oh my God. God damn it. This is why I can't have nice fucking things. Jesus Christ. Dump this in. There's about half a bottle left, so we'll call that 2 float ounces, I suppose. It's roughly what you want to have. Oh my God, it's going to take forever to fill. We're not coming out the bottom, right? Nope, bone dry. That's good. Oh yeah, yep, all right. We are perfectly up to the bottom of the fill hole, so I'm going to call it good there. Now I'll just take the original seal and bolt with the tag, of course. I'll throw her back on in. Jesus. Well, that's one out. Ah, dude, butter. All right. Well, I guess we'll go get the poly ones, swap them right on in. That was easy. Oh. Well, hey, there's no need for a jack when you can just push them in by hand. I don't know if that's good or bad, but they're there. So this top one might need a little persuading, so I'll save my strength for the big boy stuff and support that here. Boom. Wow, that was a lot easier. I was expecting that to be like a 20-minute ordeal. Cool. I'll pop the other one in. Then we can deal with our diff flange. And she's ready to go in, folks. Subframe bushings are installed. Now, moving on to this pinion flange spacer adapter thing. I know the car that this came out of had a one-piece aluminum drive shaft in it. So I guess whatever brand that was, it looks like it used a 4-bolt style, not a 3-bolt, like a traditional GTO drive shaft flanges. So whatever. So what we got to do is there's a nut on the back side and there is a socket style bolt on the front side. I'm really hoping that these all come out nicely and then we can just take this spacer guy off. Problem we might run into is I don't know if I can reuse that flange or not. I was thinking about getting a 2-piece drive shaft, but the problem with that is I can't get an original. I'd have to get a new style, basically like a reman 2-piece drive shaft, because I need to change the slip yoke out for the Magnum F that is in the car. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do about the drive shaft later, but for now, regardless, we gotta get this flange off. Oh, yeah. Now I'm betting that's probably the stock bolt. That looks a lot like it. It's the same size. I actually cut this one down to use for the 1-piece drive shaft bolts. So I'm gonna take a bet and say it's probably the stock set of bolts, which is nice to have an extra set since mine like to loosen up on their own. Surprisingly, I haven't lost one yet, but I'm waiting for that day to come. Ugh. That was a struggle, guys. Oh my God. Whew. That sucked. I had to end up using a pry bar on each wheel. It took me like 10 minutes to get them aligned. Probably like 5 minutes, but it felt like 3 hours to get them lined up just right to lock in. Had to put my foot here, but I couldn't put too much weight on it. Otherwise, this whole thing wants to tip off the dollies. And then beat the shit out of my 3/8 ratchet with this to be able to get it to, like, you know, snap at once and then be done. Damn, what a dick ache, dude. That sucked. Yes, I can. There is a part number on it that says GTO. So I'll run these maybe and see
what the deal with this kind of drive shaft setup is, but you can tell it was only using those 3 bolts, as the pinion only has 3 bolts. So now that we can see which ones we use though, I can take this over to my one piece, line it up and see if these 3 match, and then that means the one piece is cross drilled and we'll be able to use it. Since this is supposedly an 06 rear end and the car had an 04, so they're different flanges for those who don't know. So that's why I gotta check. We're back to it. Phone is charged. So now we're good to go. I think just about everything's done here. We are gonna have to slice this down. You can tell how tall those pegs are compared to the subframe that came out of the car. They are chopped a pretty good bit. I'm pretty sure that is to clear the drag bags, and that is where the line also feeds through as well. So we got to do that. ABS sensors we can do later on, not worried about that right now. Another thing too, I checked it off camera before I went inside to charge my phone, but we can look at this and see the 3 bolt holes that were used on that. So if we try to line that up, so mind you, that'll be, you know, this hole, you know, those 2, you guys can figure it out, yeah. If we try to line that up, it don't line up. But if we clock this once, we can see that does line up. So that means is this flange is cross drilled. So the 3 holes here that have never been used are for an 0506 pinion setup, and these 3 holes that have been used are for an 04 setup. So basically, we can get away with using this drive shaft if push comes to shove, but this definitely needs to be taken to a shop and checked before I'm comfortable running it. So the shop isn't open until Monday, go figure. So I'm going to have to bring that a little drive away from me to get that squared away. I was hoping I could bring it today, Saturday, but they're closed. Anyhoosins, let's get these posts, the pegs, your mother's ass, chopped down, and then we should be able to throw this in. I don't think there's anything else holding us up. I still have not received my bolts for the diff mount to the chassis, but I do have the 3 originals from the car that we can use just to kind of put it in place and, you know, basically be a placeholder for now. One done. And number 2. All right, let's throw her in. Oh God. And then like that. Oh yeah. We in business, baby. Oh my God, these dollies are great, but they suck. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whew. Some good shocks, man, let me tell you. They're healthy. Yep. Come on. Ow. Fuck. All right. She's sort of in place. Now the problem here that I didn't really think of until literally right now is the fact that this is rigged up differently than how the other one is. So might have to do some MacGyvering to get this eligible to actually be sent upwards. Yeah. Give me a couple minutes. That tastes like misery and success. It is currently midnight. Subframe is installed. That was probably, I'm not even gonna say it, that was horrible. That's all I gotta say. That absolutely sucked. As soon as I got the main subframe bolts in, I couldn't get the diff mount aligned. If I pulled the main subframe bolts out, put the diff mount in, I couldn't get the subframe bolts aligned. So it took a lot longer than it should have, but it's in. Shout out to my man Jason for talking me off the edge, giving me some recommendations. Finally got it done. Brake lines are hooked up.
drag bags are hooked up. ABS sensors are hooked up. E-brake I can't hook up because I need to play with the adjuster inside the car at the actual e-brake lever to get me some more slack on the lines towards the wheels, because these e-brakes and the wheels are not nearly as worn out as the original ones, so therefore the lever needs to be adjusted in the car. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm gonna drink my 0 sugar, no caffeine root beer, and then I'm gonna go shower, eat dinner, and go the fuck to bed. Also, mind you, this whole time I've been suffering, I have been sober. Okay, I wasn't even drinking the whole night. I had a couple drinks earlier, and then by the time I went to put it in, I was like kind of sobered up. So this thing sucks. And according to my tape measure, we're pretty close with the car being good. So it basically looks the same. You know, you're not missing much. I can promise you that. You're definitely not missing much. Well, folks, it's been a couple days with no further progress on the GTO yet. You guys ever just have one of those weeks where everything sucks? This thing fought me tooth and nail the last time I worked on it, so I've been refusing to work on it. Bonnie, thankfully, hasn't died yet. AC still doesn't work in this piece of shit. But on a positive note, past all the bird shit, I did get to take the drive shaft to the drive shaft shop. They said that all of this grooving is nothing. The guy straight up said, run it as is. He goes, your only option would be get a new drive shaft, or you just run this one. His only questions to me were, what car is this for? And is there any vibrations when you drive? And I said, no Ford GTO. And I said, no vibrations. He said, run it, it's perfectly fine. It's apparently a very thick tubing. So I said, okay. So let's get her unloaded, throw it in the car. Like so. And I get the squeeze back here. This is definitely the right length drive shaft, but there's just no wiggle room with the stub on the diff itself. Like, I don't understand why it's this tight of a fit. Oh, God. I always hated putting this drive shaft in. Yeah, it's just destroying that. Let's do the right thing. Now we're fucking stuck in the trans again. Jesus fucking Christ. God forbid Tyler has one fucking easy day. God for fucking bid. Can't fucking win. Jesus fuck. Ugh. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, fuck, man. Fucking hell. So I rounded out a little spot for me to try and get this to line up with. Well, of course I didn't go far enough, but I'd rather be a little light than too heavy. Where's the mallet? Not under here. Son of a motherfucker, dude. Oh, it's so fucking close. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
talk about a tight fit. That is ridiculous, dude. I can't see. Okay. Alright. Well, that is in. And that gets us lined up just how it should be. So, let's just confirm. Start a couple bolts. And make sure the bolt pattern is correct. It looks correct. But let's check it before we slobber red Loctite on these. And pray that we never have to take them out again. And also pray that they don't remove themselves again. This entire section. I'm going to drench these in red Loctite. I don't want them coming out again. I bought the red Loctite specifically for this moment right here. A lot on the end. Oh God, that's way too much. They say the more the merrier, right? Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna hate myself in the future if I ever have to take these out. Can't wait. I'm actually going to do what a viewer recommended in my last video, and I'm just going to reach up under the trans tunnel and pop the shifter in the gear to hold it in place so I can really crank these things tight, pop it back into neutral, rotate, same thing over again, and then we should be good with the drive shaft. Then we can move on to something else. I don't know yet, though. All bolts are tight. I also did just throw some white paint marker lines on the drive shaft bolts, as well as the subframe mount bolts, and then I got to crawl back there and do the same for the diff mount, just so that whenever I end up taking a look back underneath this thing, I can easily tell if anything has loosened up. It just makes it a lot easier. I probably should have used a different color, you know, like a yellow, like a red, but white's all I got, so we got to live with it. Just got the e-brake situation wrapped up. I had to loosen the adjuster nut at the handle a lot to be able to even get the lines close to getting onto the new setup. So now with the e-brake disengaged, we roll fine, we roll good. And if I pull that up, she's solid. So for anybody wondering, on a GTO, all you gotta do is pull this trim piece down, pop the little rubber back, and then right here, that is your e-brake cable adjuster. So you basically just spin that nut, depending if you want to, depending if you want to tighten it or loosen it, and you can make magic happen. So she works good. I'm happy about that. I thought I had to pull the center console out to get to that, but my man Jason had reminded me you just got to pop, you know, that piece down a little bit and then pop up the rubber, and you basically can get to it. So we're good there. Exhaust, I guess. And for my final act on this horrible Tuesday. I should have. Oh, I did come in the right way. Okay, cool. Thought I came in the wrong way at first. Expertise, baby. Expertise. All right. Well, Gemma is all buttoned up underneath. Now we just need to bleed the rear brakes. But if I'm going to bleed the rears, I might as well take care of what needs to be done on the front end so we can bleed them all at the same time. Which brings me to the 0506 caliper, rotor, and pad swap. Now, these came off of the front cradle that matched the rear cradle that now lives under my car. So 29,000 mile calipers, and these rotors are basically brand new. Same with the pads. I mean, you can see the pad life is quite thick. You know, I can't really get you a good angle from bottom, but trust me, they're basically brand new. Now, the only thing I'm a little worried about is the brake lines. So we'll see what that looks like when we get the wheels off and we can compare. But yeah, they came off this 29,000 mile front cradle. So figure doing the rears bleeding wise, might as well do the fronts, bleed the whole system at once and be done with it. Because if I don't do this now, I'll probably never get around to it.
Alrighty, boys and girls, it is now the moment we've all been waiting for. The first test drive in the GTO after doing all this jazz.
And off camera, I may or may not have swapped over the lower control arm, radius rod, and spindle and or knuckle hub thing. This entire assembly, I swapped from the 29,000 mile cradle over to Gemma. Now the reason I did that is two things. One, these have about 200 something thousand miles on them. You can tell these bushings are really not safe, honestly, to have. These came with the front cradle that came out of the black Donor 04, which was a high mileage car. That's why the guy didn't really care about cutting it up. Anyways, now we have lower mileage parts. We also have the 0506 brakes bolted right on with no spacers, no funky hardware or anything. These fill out the rims a lot better. Looks a lot nicer. I'm excited to see how much better these perform. I'm impatient. Those bolts are coming literally a day from now. When you guys are gonna see this, they're supposed to come that night. So I didn't wanna keep you guys waiting an extra day. I don't wanna leave the video on a cliffhanger. I just wanted to get this thing up and going. And aside from that, I also bled all 4 brakes, and it bled really quick. I mean, I didn't have these lines open for that long, swapping on the new calipers and swapping over the new cradle in the rear with the new calipers. So it really didn't take much to bleed them. I bled them probably longer than I needed to anyways, just to be safe. We got a rock solid pedal, so see what she does. There she is. Glorious noises. Oh, how I've missed Gemma.
Brakes work. Oh yeah. It's been too long, folks. It's been too damn long. Ah, man. I like this car way more than that fucking should. So if we think about it, this really isn't that nerve-wracking of a test drive. We haven't touched that many important things, you know, just the entire front suspension, the entire rear suspension, the rear differential, the drive shaft, the entire exhaust system, all 4 brakes, wheels and tires. It's not bad. It's not that bad. This is good. This is what I needed. All right, so right now I'm having a little bit of PTSD because this is where the car broke. I'm tempted to test it, but I don't want to know if it's gonna break again. Yeah, this car's a lot faster than Bonnie. You know, I know that, but I kind of forget that until you do that. It makes your heart drop a little. I like that. It's good. I like that a lot. All right, we are back at TJR Auto HQ. Let's just do a quick look around, make sure everything looks all right underneath all the bolts. And again, this is why I put paint marks on essentially everything I touched, so that I can just take a quick look underneath. If everything looks good, if everything's still lined up, then we're good to go. Just had to let my neighbors know that the car is back up and running, in case they were wondering. Let's make sure the 6.0, you know, still runs good. Well, it still chirps third and it chirps fourth, so I'd say we're probably okay. It's a yield. I fucking hate this place. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking prick. Are you fucking kidding me? You didn't even get off the... Well, she feels pretty good so far. Oh, the joys of owning a Pontiac. You peasants wouldn't understand. Well, if the car breaks, there's parking lots we can roll to. Ah, yes. Traffic, my favorite. Spicy. Well, folks, now the real time has come. Can we break it doing a burnout? Alrighty folks, well that is where we're going to be wrapping up today's video. I know it was long, it was a drag, I'm sorry, but we got the GTO back on the road. I'm still full of butterflies from that little burnout we just did. It's good. It's good to have her back. I'm very, very happy. So I'm going to drive it to work tomorrow and we're going to see if it breaks. But I think after all the testing today, it's probably fine. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly do appreciate it. If you guys want to help the channel out more than you already do, down below, get you a t-shirt, get you a candle, get you a flag or something. I don't know. And keep in mind, we have solo Gemma designs. So it's just a GTO, all right? I know nobody likes Bonnie. Nobody liked the Cobra, obviously. But we have just Gemma with the fresh paint. So make sure to hop below, check it out. But again, as I always say, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly do appreciate it. I love each and every one of you. I truly do appreciate all the support and love that I get from you guys. And again, shout out to everybody who made this car possible, made the build possible, made it getting it back on the road possible. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. So thank you. Catch you guys in the next one.